Everybody, it's Paul here, and I am putting out my leadership, business, and sales tip for the day. This actually has to go back to more ownership than anything else, right? So when you're a leader, you should always take ownership. And even if you're not the elected leader and you have some leadership ability and you end up changing people's minds and how you do things, then I think that's important in how you lead and do things, right? So at the end of the day, being a good leader is taking ownership when you make a mistake or you don't succeed, because ultimately the mantle falls on you. So how or why is this important, right? And if you want, please leave a comment at any point. I'm taking comments here, but why is this not working the right way? Maybe it is working the right way. I don't know. I can't see who's watching. Let me try this again. Anyway, so 15 years ago, we were playing rugby for Old Blue. We ended up making it to the Division I championship playoff round, Sweet 16, and we end up going to Worcester, Massachusetts to play in the first round of the playoffs. And lo and behold, we beat the Boston Irish Wolfhounds. And when we did, I took it upon myself, which was probably a huge mistake at the time, to convince a fair amount of people on the team to go to Boston and celebrate. And we did, but we paid for it in spades the next day, right? The next day, we ended up losing to, I believe it was Worcester, the local team who was hosting. We never should have lost to them. We should have easily beat them. But because a good 2/3 of the starting 15 were hammered and hungover from the night before, we didn't do well. And, there was a thread last week from a bunch of my friends I played with at the time complaining about that loss. And I said I would take ownership because I do feel responsible, because I kind of rallied the troops and said, hey, let's go to Boston. Let's go celebrate. And we did. But we lost, right? So in the way the rankings work, if we would have won that second game, it was a very good chance we would have been in, I think, the top 4 in the country. And we would have had a much better seeding, and we would have had a better chance to make it to the Elite Eight and then the finals and potentially win the national championship. So to this day, it's been bothering me and been eating me up inside. So I really wanted to put it out there and say, I take responsibility. I said it last week in the post, and I'll say it right now publicly. I don't really care because I know it was probably my fault. Now, other people have to take responsibility for themselves. They went. But I feel responsible because I should have been a better leader and said, hey, we need to stay here and bunker down for the night and get ready for the game tomorrow. But no, we didn't. So we ended up going out. And so it's important for this. And I think it's in every aspect that you do, whether you're running a company, you're leading a team, you're growing a business, or you're selling a product or service, that you take ownership when you make a mistake. Hey, I promised you that this deliverable would be here this day, and it didn't show up on time. That's my fault. I take ownership. Even though I had delegated out to somebody else, it really is my responsibility and the reason it didn't work out the way it should have. So at the end of the day, I think we need to understand that leadership is a dichotomy, right? It's an up and down, and good things and bad things will happen. Good things happen, you put it out on the team and say, hey guys, you did a great job. When bad things happen, it falls back on your shoulders and you need to carry that weight. So I've been carrying that weight, and I really wanted to apologize to my teammates. Again, it's a long time ago, but there's a lesson here, right? And the lesson is that you take ownership, and when you're a leader, you take ownership of things that you do bad. And even if it's indirectly not your fault, but you still feel responsible, then you take it. And that's what I did. So that's what I'm doing right now. So you can do that with everything you do, right? So think about your business unit, right? And your business unit is responsible for a deliverable. The deliverable is a project, and you have your team working, and at some point you might get pulled in a different direction, and the team doesn't answer the call or fill the deliverable at the right time. Then it falls on the wayside, and you don't produce, right? So, what do you do then? It's your fault, right? You're the leader. You need to take that responsibility and jump on that grenade. As a medic, we ultimately like to help other people, right? And sometimes that is what I'm trying to do now. Help everybody move forward and move beyond what happened 15 years ago. Again, but when people constantly bring it up year over year, and you're like, I need to say something. So I'm saying it right now, and I think this is the best way to say it, right? You say it out publicly. You tell everybody, here's what's going on. Here's what happened. I feel responsible for this. I think this is my fault. And that's it. So Curtis, what's up, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Christian looks big. That's right. Take responsibility of everything you do. Hey, Ron, how's it going, man? I hope you're well. And that's it, right? So, you'd live by these I guess you call tenets of leadership, right? Loyalty, duty, respect, honor, integrity, courage, right? So these are the things that I live by, and I feel like if I didn't get this out and put it out into the world, and great, social media is for this. This is what social media is for, right? You say, this is what happened. This is what I'm doing. This is why I put this out here. And that's exactly what it is. I love my teammates. I love what I did with Old Blue. I feel responsible. So I'm taking ownership, and that's it. Thanks, Christopher Wilkins, for putting this out here on me and telling, hey, you should take responsibility. And now I am. And Keeler and Cooper and Davies and everybody else in that team, I'm sorry, guys. And we had a great squad, and I made a mistake. But at the end of the day, I still have nothing but love for you guys, and that's it. So anyway, everybody, have a great day. Get after it every day. Ring the bell. Cheers. Abrams out.